Don't make these 5 mistakes, my dear friends. In this video, I will explain you why people fail to become fluent in English. I will take you through a couple of mistakes which people make that stops them from speaking English fluently and correctly. Believe me, I have come across many students, many people who is very good in writing English or reading English, but when it comes to speaking in English, they make a lot of mistakes. They are unable to speak properly, fluently. One of the reasons is that they have not got proper guidance. So first, let's know these 5 mistakes and how to overcome these mistakes so that you can speak English very fluently without any mistake. So before we start, one small request. If you like my video, please do subscribe. Let's start with mistake number 1. One of the biggest mistakes that stops you from speaking English properly is when you speak in a muffled voice or a quiet voice. Now you may be thinking, what is muffled voice? Let me show you an example. You will be able to talk. Okay. Yes, this is called a muffled voice. Muffled voice means you are talking, but the person who is in front of you can hardly hear you. In such cases, what happens? He or she will not be interested to talk to you. Your confidence level will be weak. The people who is listening to you will feel like you have no confidence. So, it is very important, if you want to express yourself properly, you have to be loud, you have to be clear. Whenever you practice, make sure you practice in such a way that there is someone in front of you. Okay? Maybe you are alone, but you should take it as, you should consider that there is someone in front of you. Your family member, your friends, your neighbor, who you know. Okay, you have to think like that and talk clearly, not in a muffled voice. Because once you develop the habit of talking in a muffled voice, it gets very difficult to come out from that. It takes a lot of time to come to the normal level. So do not develop the habit of speaking in a muffled voice. Because if you want to be a confident speaker, you need to speak confidently. Mistake number 2. The second biggest mistake that stops people from learning English properly is their consistency. It means you don't practice on a regular basis. You may have different reasons, my dear friend. Maybe you are busy with your studies, your school studies, your college. You're busy with your work. You go early in the morning, you come back late, and you have very less time to practice English. And that is where you lose your interest in learning English. You may think, let me give a pause. When I get time, I will practice. Again, after some day, you come back thinking that no, I have to practice. What happens is that sometimes you stop, sometimes you start. Stop, start. And you become puzzled. And you don't know what to practice and what not to practice. So in that way, you have to start again from the scratch. Again from the day 1, what you have studied, you have to study the same thing again. So one advice I want to give you. Don't stop. At least practice for 10 minutes every day. If not 10 minutes, 5 minutes every day. It's your life. You need to make a decision. If you want to shine, you need to practice. No other option. One best thing I can tell you, I can give you one advice. Every day, at least 1 minute. At least 1 minute you talk to yourself. Make it a habit. What you talk anything. What you want to do today. What work is pending. Anything. Just for 1 minute, keep the thoughts running in your mind in English. You may talk about your favorite food. Just think in your mind, my favorite food is this. Today, I want to have momos or I want to have jalebis. Why you want to have all these things? Just keep rolling in your mind and keep thinking. A lot of things will happen in your life. You will learn fast. Mistake number 3. Let me explain you this with an example. Suppose you want to learn the Japanese language. Okay? You want to learn Japanese. And you don't know how the Japanese people talk. You don't know their culture, you don't know their language, you don't know what is their accent. You may know just few words, and when you speak, you are not comfortable. So, my advice is that please don't choose such a topic which you are not comfortable. Another example, yoga and meditation. You never did yoga, you never sat down for meditation. And you want to talk about yoga and meditation. You will be confused, your mind will go blank. So in such a way, always whenever you practice, choose such a topic which you are comfortable, which you feel it is easy for you to talk. There are so many topics. You can talk about yourself, you can talk about your families, you can talk about your food habits, you can talk about your friend circles, talk about your failures and your success in your life. And when you talk in this type of easy topics, your confidence level grows because you know you can talk better. So keep practicing. Mistake number 4. Don't make your learning a boring job. It should be entertaining. You have to enjoy what you are learning. Whatever you are learning, if you find it is boring, then what happens? You will not be consistent. You will feel like postponing. Whatever you learn in 1 month, you will tend to learn that in 3 months or 4 months. Because you are not interested. In that way, you are not giving enough time. And in that way, your learning process becomes lengthy. So you will not get good result of your learning. You may be thinking that today I will finish my task, but that will not happen. And you will be bored. And what will happen? Finally, you will give up. Now let's understand what happens when you enjoy what you learn. Your learning speed will be fast. What you learn in 3 months, you will learn that in 1 month. Next, whatever you learn, you will be able to keep that in mind for a long time because you are learning it wholeheartedly. Thirdly, and very important, is that when you learn with interest, you will accept failure because you know when we learn something, we will come across failure. And when you accept the failure, you learn more from this failure. So how to enjoy your learning? First, sit down in any comfortable position, in anywhere, in your chair, sofa. Okay, light should be normal. It should not be too bright, it should not be too low. Set your background with some soft music, instrumental music. Keep talking in such a way that you are chatting with your friend, your family members, your neighbors. And also, don't get upset when you make mistakes. Always remember that you are learning from your mistakes. Mistakes will happen, but it will go away. And in this process, you will go to the next level. Mistake number 5. Guys, listen very carefully what I am telling you now. This is very important. Whatever you are learning, it may be you are learning some musical instrument, you are learning how to swim, you are learning English language, you are learning cooking, whatever you learn, it should be done wholeheartedly, with full attention and full focus. If you are interested in what you are learning, you tend to learn faster. So whatever you do, give your 100%. Let me tell you a story. One day, one of my students came to me and said, "Sir, can I learn English in 1 month?" He joined 3 days back. I asked him, "How much time you give to practice every day?" He said, 5 minutes. I said, "If you're practicing 5 minutes every day, you will never learn how to speak in English." He asked me why. I said, "If you really want to learn English, give at least 30 minutes every day. Whatever assignment I give you, please complete and come back." He took it very seriously, and every day, instead of 5 minutes, he started practicing for 30 minutes. At the end of 1 month, he was so clear with English. So friends, it's all up to you. If you really want to do good in English or anything, you need to practice. That's the formula. No shortcut. I'm sure you will benefit from this video. Please write to me if you like this video. So, फिर मिलेंगे. Thank you so much.